Thanks very much, guys. That was great. We're now absolutely delighted to have Leona Qi from Vista. I think everyone in the room knows Vista very well. I think everyone knows Leona pretty well as well. She was formerly at Globaljet Capital, so she's very much part of the CGI community. And we're going to look at how Vista is finding the market at a time when people have been talking about some charter falling down. Hi, Leona.
Thank you.
And you've got your coffee ready.
Yes.
So,
And my notes ready.
and your notes. You don't need notes. Do you want to just explain how Vista works now? It's changed a lot in the last 8 years since you've been there.
Yeah, for sure. I think what I want to talk about specifically for the US market, right? We have Vista as a group. We have two consumer-facing brands. So one is VistaJet, the other side is XO. And those two brands really cater to different type of flyers, mainly based on their pricing points and what they're looking for. So on the VistaJet side, which offers a guaranteed availability on a closed fleet, our silver and red aircraft, which is quite recognizable, and actually I'm really proud. I remember 8 years ago, literally, I was landing at Teterboro with Thomas, and he said that, wow, Leona, do you know, that's before we really came to the United States in a big way. He said, do you know, in Asia Pacific, the addressable market for VistaJet was 700 aircraft, and in a daily basis in Teterboro, there's 850 aircraft coming in and out. This is the biggest aviation market that we really want to conquer. And now, like you said, 8 years after, we really, on a daily basis, we probably have 10 or 12 aircraft at Teterboro. So VistaJet offers our customers the guaranteed availability, a multiple-year commitment, where to us, where in return, we offer our clients the fixed hourly rates, truly around the world service zone on our closed fleet, consistency in terms of service as well as safety. And where XO offers a much more flexible platform is open fleet, is really a charter platform, pay as you go, and what we're trying to create is a community of flyers that maybe they fly less frequently, and it's a different price points, different aircraft category. So that's the key difference. One is truly committed, the other one is not so much, but in return, one is a closed fleet, fixed rates, the other one is very much a charter platform.
And I think people in the room remember XO having its own fleet of aircraft. Are any of those left?
Those aircraft were what we call it Vistatized, right? So they became silver and red. So those are the Challenger 300s and some of the Citation 10s. So the 300s, they're Vistatized. They were part of the Vista members fleet, and XO as part of the company, so sometimes the clients, when they booked instant booking, they do get to fly on some of those, the Vista member fleets, but it's not guaranteed. On XO side, there's no guaranteed fleet.
And so you can, if you guys have an empty leg or a spare Vista aircraft, you might get on it, but there's no guarantee.
No, of course, compared to the rest of the charter market, which we work with, the broker community, we would obviously give our retail clients, which is XO, priority if we have availability.
And actually, Bill Paparella touched on this yesterday. XO has actually got it's quite an impressive booking app now, isn't it? Do you know what percentage of your bookings have come online rather than phone for XO?
Yes, on the instant booking, we try to constantly improve that app, and specifically in the past 12 months, really, we've done a change in terms of the membership, right? So previously there were different type of memberships, and now there are only two. One is the XO Reserve, one is the XO membership. So as a member, you could see different type of flights and different type of pricing, and you can do instant booking. And we obviously have a sales team, but instant booking rate is pretty high. I would say, I need to get the exact, but it's over 70% for the XO members.
And last year you also launched the brand Vista America. And what's that?
So Vista America is really Vista's operating partner in the United States. So what it allows us to do is allows us to fly VistaJet members in the United States. And where we could, Vista America, obviously, we built, as you know, throughout different integrations, and underneath Vista America, there are different operators. So what we wanted to make sure that we have a partner, when I say we, is Vista, have a partner in America that has the highest operating standard. So that's when Vista America was launched.
So yesterday we had Fly Exclusive talking and saying they couldn't give us all of their numbers for the year because they're publicly listed. But because you're private, you can. So how is Vista performing so far in 2024?
In 2024, yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? We're private, but I think we do have publicly traded bonds, so we do release some type of data to the marketplace. Now, we have released fall 2023 that I can share with you. As you know, we accomplished $2.6 billion as a group in flying revenue in 2023 and over $800 million in EBITDA. So we're really proud of that. We have an EBITDA margin of over 30%. I think only Hermes and LVMH is higher than our growth margin. Now, 2024, we don't have the entire data yet, but what we have is that I can share with you. In the first half of 2024, our flight hours, total flight hours, increased to 14% year over year. And that in that same period of time, the entire industry contracted 2%. So we took more market shares. We're always looking at, as a company, where we look at how the company we're doing is that we look at our total addressable market, which is 26,000 aircraft in our addressable market. Fractional aircraft owners, we are, in 20 years of what we do, we try to chip away that market share. So in the first half of 2024, we have taken another 50 basis points of that market share. So now, globally, we're at just over at 5%. So we're really, really happy. As you know, we're very ambitious, so we're looking for that to increase.
And have you seen any trends this year? Are passengers asking for anything different?
Yes, definitely. I think, as you know, we fly some of the most demanding and people, right, on Earth, because frankly, it's not cheap to fly with VistaJet. I think this year the trend there's a larger trend, I think, in the luxury business. In terms of travel, specifically luxury travel, I think there's a paradigm shift. People are looking for more and more into experience. The people want to have, I think, what my daughter would call a YOLO experience, right? So where I actually do have some stats from McKinsey that I wanted to share with you, since you asked about a trend. So McKinsey recently just released a report. It says that ultra net worth individuals prefer quiet luxury with personalized service, targeting remote, private destinations accessible via private airports that feature tailored experiences available nowhere else. And global spending on luxury, leisure, hospitality by wealth segment has a 2028 growth target of increase by 10%. So what Vista has done about that, and this is where what we do, we observe and we listen to what our members ask for. So VistaJet launched our Private World program just over 3 years ago. And Private World really tried to stay in the forefront of the luxury, the quiet luxury, and the experience part of the things. So what Vista Private World gave our members are exclusive accesses with our members. For example, next week, I'll be in Las Vegas. I'm hosting a dinner with our members and the Ferrari F1 driver, Carlos Sainz, because we partner with them, and this is the type of dinner our members want to come and enjoy before the race. And this program is more than just aligning with some of the top brands in the world. It's really about listening to our clients, what type of experiences that they're looking for, right? Where I don't want to use the word money can't buy, because really you're buying it. And for VistaJet, obviously, it's great for us. Being the only truly global brand, we can fly people to remote locations. We've been gone to 96% of the world, 187 countries. So to give you another number, stats, we launched the Private Jet World. In 2023, our members booking via Private World doubled compared to 2022. In 2024, we're seeing very similar trends.
Do you, in all honesty, how much of the Carlos Sainz Formula One thing is because Thomas loves motor racing?
I think, I think...
You don't have to answer, Terry.
I think I think with Ferrari, our relationship, as you know, to be a partner with Ferrari is very difficult. That's something money literally can't buy, right? Because you have to demonstrate you share the same value.
Or you race for a Ferrari
you race for
racing
Ferrari.
team at Le Mans.
What I can tell you is that with different drivers, with Carlos and Charles, and next year, hopefully Lewis, is one of the most highly sought after events from our members.
Okay, so it's not just Thomas.
Exactly.
There's a question about, you guys had an amazing post-COVID bounce, and you also were very acquisitive. You bought Jet Edge, you bought Air Hamburg, to cope with that demand. There's a question from the audience going, how is Vista made up for a loss of revenue during COVID with large cabin flying? I think someone was saying, how did VistaJet make up for the loss of revenue during COVID with large cabin flying decreasing? You actually saw demand very quickly, didn't you, from COVID?
Yeah, I think actually COVID, we saw the bounce back from July 2020. So there was a slow period of time, I would say about 3 months. And from July, we were flying, we're quite busy. Since I think July 26th was the date that the revenue surpassed 2019.
We've had a lot of talk in the last 3 days about how strong demand is for fractional growth and how owners are fed up of having to deal with things like maintenance and the problems. Your biggest competitor is probably still fractional for the Vista product in America, isn't it?
Correct, absolutely, yeah. For VistaJet, yes.
And how do you think your growth is compared to fractional?
I think I look at their numbers, right? They'll release numbers. I think we're running a very different model. So the VistaJet model is that there's no asset risk to the customers. They're buying these hours, subscription-based, the multiple-year program. Now, the advantage of that is that we don't need to wait for 8 owners to actually buy the aircraft to take delivery. What we do is we purchase the asset first, and we would be able to sell it to our members. And once that ran out, we try to buy more fleet. The advantage of that, and hence you could see how the company, we have the 2 sides of the program. In the meantime, when we have excess capacity, we have our retail customers from the XO side and then obviously the wholesale.
But do you think you're growing as fast as NetJets and Flex have been, or do you think you're growing faster?
We're definitely growing faster because we didn't just stop, right, for a while. Specifically, I think last year and the year before. I think now there's some capacity from the fractionals. They started to reopen up some of the cards program.
Does it feel like demand's slowing down slightly from that, crazy post-lockdown boom we had?
So I think, if you look at all the trends, there's definitely, there is a slowdown, right, from the post-COVID. I think where I wanted to say, because during COVID, there is this surge, like influx of customers coming in, but I want to note that there's no first-time flyers that actually came in and signed up with VistaJet immediately. We've seen like a surge on XO side, right, because VistaJet is the next level, and it's a multiple-year commitment. You typically don't come in and say that is, we always say that flying XO or any charter trip is like going on a date, where with the program is you're committed to a marriage. So I think on that
only
side,
for 3 years.
Only for 3 years. I mean, you could renew, right? Actually, it works great if every marriage works that. So in 3 years' time, you have a chance to renew, right? So you work hard on it to renegotiate.
Have you told Ian your theory on this?
No, not yet, but I'm sure he will hear about this after the talk today. So I think So on the VistaJet side, we see, so the growth have been quite steady from throughout COVID. And I think for Vista, we're really proud. Like I was talking about bucking the industry trend, even though the general market from the charter side contracted 2% in 2024, first half. We increased our flight revenue more than 14%.
How reactive is the XO group? Because we had Sentient yesterday talking about how they've seen a big demand in jet cards since the election last week. Have you seen that on XO? Have you seen people booking charter? Has the charter bookings on XO gone up or not noticeably?
In the past 6 days, I do have to say that towards the second half, because we look at our revenue, right? October revenue compared to October revenue 2023, it's very similar. It's up a little bit on XO side, but definitely, you could feel it the last 2 weeks before election. It was a bit slower. Some people, there's a wait and see, but on the XO side, not so much. People are flying. More on the VistaJet side, we have contracts negotiated and ready to go. People said, okay, wait, I'm gonna sign and fund after election. So it was great on the Vista side for my team in the last 3-4 days. There's a lot of contracts signed.
That's interesting, but they probably would have signed anyway.
I would like to think so.
We've got a question from the audience about what is your take on the buy the seat option for charter on XO and others?
I don't manage that part of the shared seat option. I think we've been, I don't really have the data there, but we're doing, New York and South Florida is a very popular route.
This year, Vista America took delivery of Global 7500. How's that going down?
It's really what we heard of customers' demand, where if you think about it, United States is the biggest and most mature business aviation market, but where you really don't have that connectivity throughout and being consistent throughout the world, right? So our customers that have bought hours with us on the 7,500, they're flying internationally, and then they say, wait a minute, I want to use the same aircraft flying from New York to Palm Beach, even though they have to pay 4-hour minimum, or flying from New York to LA. So we listen to our customers, so that's why we worked with Vista America. We brought 2 unregistered aircraft so that the clients that decide to take that aircraft type, contractually, they can fly that anywhere in the world, especially, in America. So actually that really paid off for us. In 2023, Vista saw the number of global 7,500 flight hours in the United States increase by, guess what percentage?
300%.
76%. I wish it's 300%.
So that must have been disappointing.
76%. And especially the existing, now what really helped us is that the existing members on that aircraft type, they did add-on, they increased their subscription by 38%. And we're the company on that, the most advanced aircraft today in business jet world. We're really the company that offered the connectivity throughout the world.
You've actually historically, you've always had more aircraft on order than you do at the moment. Would you like to announce an order today?
I don't think that's my call. So that's a question that will be, you should ask Thomas.
Okay, sticking with questions you don't want to answer. There's been a lot of negative I'm trying to phrase this because there is a court case in Malta, but there's been quite a lot of noise and negative briefings about Vista. How has that affected the business? Has that upset people who work at Vista, or how's it gone down?
So what can I say? I always say this: what's life without drama, right? It would just be boring. I think the thing is, for a company that grew to a size of Vista, right, over the past 20 years, it's really incredible, to be honest. And what comes with it is personal attacks, right? It's something that unfortunately you grew with it. I think it comes with it. I remember 2023, I was talking with my customers, and that's where really the core of our business, right? Clearly, they support us, they pay the bills, and they're really supportive throughout the years. I remember, and you asked me if it upsets people. Of course it does, right? You have this negative press, and where a person clearly have a personal vendetta against our chairman and founder. One of my clients told me, you know, I want you to focus on your business. It's a great product, and I just wanted to let you know you help build a business that Wall Street Journal actually gives a shit. So I really appreciate that, and I think what I want to say is that throughout this journey, we just shared our 2023 results, right? 2.6 billion revenue, 20% year over year against 2022, and this year, the first half, we increased to 14%. So I'm really proud of that. I think we want to focus on what really matters is the merit of our product, and really to have the product we can deliver. And I have members of my team from South Florida today sitting in the audience. What I really want to say is that I really appreciate the resilience of our staff around the world to help build this company and bring it forward. And our Asia Pacific team just won 6th year in a row, best charter operator in the region by ESPA. So really proud of that.
That was a great answer. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you.